Hey, I just got I'm just getting this camera set up correctly, so and I'm not good at having a picture down here and the camera up here, so I'm trying to properly align my sight and everything. So sorry if it comes off awkward or anything. And also people downstairs, they're just always loud. That's the only way they know how to live their life, is loud all the time. So if you hear a lot of distractions, I apologize for that, but there's nothing else I can do about it. I go down there probably 3 times a week, and it's just like, huh? So I hope that doesn't become too distracting. I'm making this video actually because there's been a lot of fire about Obama's recent speech about immigration. And a lot of the fires come from me, I admit. I completely distrust this man, and he's given me every reason to. He's given many of us every reason to distrust him. And when I say us, I mean people with conservative fundamental values, not people who they're after him to get what they want for their own cause, and then everything else is hunky-dory. He just gave a speech the other day, and I wasn't able to see it on live, which that's great. I didn't really want to see him live, but I looked it up on YouTube afterward. I wanted to give the benefit of the doubt, so I listened to him. Now, the first 3 minutes, give or take the first 3 minutes of his video, it was a total lie. I mean, if you guys didn't know, or if you guys can't see that, you need to look up do some of your own research on. He said he implemented, extra border security. He basically said he put equipment where equipment was supposed to be, and he hired people and put them in those posts. Yes, that's a half lie though, because the people he put there, he told them don't touch these people, and a lot of times they were told put your hands behind your back and let people just pass by. I bet you didn't know that, did you? So yeah, he's put equipment in place, he's put people and up here and down here, but at the cost of keep your mouth shut and close your eyes. And there have been, I've watched many personal statements of it. When I say personal statements, people giving testimony, border agents specifically border agents, I think a couple marshals, but I don't remember exactly, and policemen giving specific statements that they were ordered not to touch, or they were ordered not to perform their duty, to just stand by and make sure no violence happens, basically. And the main purpose, one of the purposes of border patrol, border security, is to make sure that the correct term to use, illegal aliens or undocumented people can't come through. And that's not a discrimination, that's called upholding the law, okay? So, in all, by his words and by his speech, the speech sounded great. It sounded reasonable. Like, yeah, this is right. However, look at the character behind the person who's talking. That's the big problem. All right, so the first 3 minutes were basically all 50% lies. And then he gives some more correspondence for another couple of minutes, and then after 6 minutes, if I can remember exactly what he was talking about, just talking like how everybody deserves a chance and everything. I didn't watch the entire video. I just got fed up with it after probably 6 to 8 minutes. I just got fed up with it. I was like, okay, I know where this is going. It's useless. It doesn't matter. Now, he was also talking about what he's offering as far as the amnesty is concerned. And the amnesty, again, it sounds reasonable, okay? Saying people who have been here for a long time, been here for 5 years or a few years or whatever, they have the option to safely apply for legalization or start the process without being discriminated. Okay, what can you do about that, right? And people who have any type of criminal record, troublemakers, recent arrivals, that's not going to happen that way. That's what he's saying. Okay, in concept, it all sounds reasonable. Now, a lot of people are like, no, they need to be deported. They need to be, okay, hold on. Well, you can't expect people who aren't fundamental Americans, those of us who actually love the country, love the Constitution, love the fundamentals and the principles that this country was founded on, all right? I am a very conservative person. I won't call myself a Republican. Definitely won't call myself, a liberal or anything. There's some concepts that I'm somewhat liberal about, but I won't call myself anything other than a conservative, all right? I am a Christian. I am a conservative. Right-wing, whatever. I think some of these labels are a little atrocious. But aside from legalities, there has to be love. There has to be love. There has to be a reasonable heart. Look into these things. One thing that's been going on though, people have been allowed, maybe by not you, not by me, but people have been allowed to come, overstay their visas or overstay or come in and kind of hide in the cracks for a little while and then open from there. No matter what the reason is, they've established a life for themselves. They've established homes and cars and whatever, and obviously the government has allowed this. Now the government has said that this is illegal and will crack down on it, but a great majority of illegals have actually been paying taxes. They get, they have the IT numbers, or they have whatever number that is not an actual green card number, and for 5, 10 or more years, they've been actually paying taxes. I don't say all of them do. Obviously, all the, illegal people who are here illegally, obviously they don't all pay taxes. It's quite obvious. But I have personally witnessed people who are so-called undocumented, or they're not here on legal status. They have been, for the most part, law-abiding and paying taxes. Now, the thing about the paying taxes for them, though, is when tax season comes around and we're supposed to get money back, they get a small fraction back at best. Either they get a small fraction back, or they end up having to pay taxes more. Like, oh, well, you don't have this number, you don't have this number, so you have to pay more. So really, that's not fair. That's really hypocritical. It's a money-making scheme. The money-making scheme may not have come from you and me, but it did come from the government. So the government has allowed this. So, it's like riding the fence. That's basically what the government has been doing. Whoever has been in charge, the government has been doing this for a really, really long time, allowing them to stay. They're always afraid of being deported. They're always afraid of, what if the cops catch me or whatever. Okay, and that's legitimate. But then for the most part, the law doesn't do its job. The law doesn't do what the Constitution, whatever laws say, is if you were caught and you're illegal, then you're going to be deported or whatever. Most of the time it doesn't do that because, well, the person may not be a criminal or whatever, and they're paying money into the system. And that's exactly what the government wants, is they want them to pay money into the system, keep a low profile, and keep their mouth shut. Is it fair to you and me? People at least who are, natural citizens who were born here, people who actually went through the processes, all right, and they obtained everything legally, obtained a green card, did everything the way that the law says that they're supposed to, all right, and I have to add this too, the Bible also says, follow the laws of the land. It doesn't say manipulate the laws of the land to get what you want out of it. It says obey the laws of the land. All right. So overstaying your visa, knowing what you're doing, that is not upholding the law of the land. I have to, and there's a lot of people in churches who are doing this, and leaders are telling them, oh, it's okay because God's with you. False preaching. I have to point that out. I'm going to get in trouble for this from maybe a few churches, but I have to point this out. And it's better for me saying it like this than it is typing, because everything seems ignorant and furious when you're typing everything out. This has to be said reasonably. All right, it's not fair. It really isn't fair. Okay. It's not fair on the government side. It's not fair on the civilian side. Whatever. Okay, well, with those examples mentioned, Obama's, God, I hate saying his name, but that's his name, and we have to deal with it, all right? His speech was reasonable, considering the perception of all sides involved. It was reasonable. The big problem is, can he be trusted? He hasn't shown anything, any type of evidence so far that he can be trusted. None at all. Alright? The only people who get what they want, well, I don't want to go into that because it's anyone other than conservatives, anyone other than patriotic American, actual patriotic Americans, anyone else has been getting what they want. I won't go into all the categories and some genres. You get it. Alright? It's painfully obvious. It's astonishingly obvious in the country now. All right. Is he the only one who's done horrible, scandalous things? No, he's not. But ever since he's been in office, I'm not going to go there. I could go into a whole thing that doesn't have much to do with his speech on immigration. So, like I said, the concept, it seems reasonable in concept. Maybe some miracle will happen where this guy actually does give his soul to God. All right, and I say it like that because he likes to go back and forth between being a Muslim and being a quasi so-called Christian. He makes that obvious in all of his speeches. He does a lot of backhanded things right in front of you. But hopefully something will work out, and God will bring a miracle on him, and God will bring a miracle on us. It's really, there's a lot of people who are gonna really benefit from this by this plan, this amnesty plan. And God bless the people who have they've been working their butt off, and they've been waiting, even though it wasn't exactly fair to us. The government allowed them to do it. So if the government's going to allow you to do something and you're desperate, you're going to take advantage of it. Alright? So if the government's also going to change rules for them to where they can actually stay, you can't hold it against them. You can't. How perfect is any human going to be, especially in that situation. So, I guess in closing on this, and I could keep rambling for a little while. Sometimes if I don't have my notes in front of me, I'll ramble, and I don't like to do that. I have a lot going on up here, but it does sometimes turn into rambling. The best that we can do, instead of constantly complaining about something, either put your complaining into action, legal, calm, sober action, nothing disgruntled, nothing violent, nothing hateful. That just doesn't work. It does not work. All right, it makes criminals, not people who want to delegate their side or their point or their opinion. Do something about it. Do it prayerfully. And I'm guilty of the same thing. I've complained, I've bitched about everything, and I'm sitting there realizing this is accomplishing nothing. It doesn't. All it does, it spreads a little fire here and there, and it gets people like pissed off and makes them want to revolt and say something. But that's not a legally sober way of doing anything. It changes nothing. And all it does is make a laughing stock, or it makes mockery out of people who do that. So I don't know, hope you're getting something out of this. It's been a 15-minute video so far, so if there's anything you don't agree with, or if there's anything you want to challenge or whatever, send something back. I'm gonna go ahead and load this thing up now. Hopefully I can do a better job on the next video. Maybe I'll remake it, I don't know, but so far I'm just gonna put this up in the air. there's a possibility that I did make you know, a literal mistake on anything that I said. If so, you know, correct me, or we can discuss it. You know, maybe I just didn't articulate it correctly. So I appreciate, you know. Well, God bless you.